This is like the fourth time I've done this. It's hard to get it into 2 minutes. My name is Anthony Lateef. I am taking the University of Michigan Managing Talent course, which is part of the Leading People and Team Specialization offered by Coursera. This is my 2 minute, or at least try to be 2 minute story on the A3E2 model. I mean, just to tell a story about myself using the model, right? And obviously it being ability, agility, aspiration, engagement, and emotional intelligence. I think I think I've been successful in my career in terms of, my performance, and that's, consistently year in, year out, not only meeting KPIs, but kind of going over and above, no stone unturned approach, dog with a bone, etc. That's kind of very much my modus operandi. And it's not just kind of my self-appraisals that lead me to this belief, but it's, what I've heard from my functional managers and from my non-functional managers, and, from the team that I consider to be my own kind of personal board of directors. I've consistently scored high within ability. In terms of agility, and here, obviously, we're talking kind of learning agility, right? Where you're able to use from previous experience that may not necessarily be linked, right? Some of what you've learned, and then applying it to other situations and scenarios, and benefiting from that. And I think I've also scored quite high there. I mean, as I've moved from construction and engineering law and private practice, to the pharmaceutical industry. Within the pharmaceutical industry, I've had, worked in business models that were very government tender specific, and other business models that were very retail market specific. I've worked for publicly traded companies. I worked for private companies. And I've done everything from, massive mergers and acquisitions to disgruntled employees in be it in North Africa and Saudi Arabia or elsewhere in the emerging markets. And, it's not necessarily the emerging markets in this case. It's not necessarily a region where 1 + 1 always equals 2, or A, B, and then C. It's gray. It's a region which is still kind of finding its way in terms of, regulation and how to approach things. And to be able to function in this market, you need to be able to apply, learning agility and understand what you did in one situation, which might be able to help you out somewhere else. Because if you come to a situation and the cupboard is dry, you're not really going to be able, or the cupboard is empty, you're not going to be able to really to do much. So you need to pick from previous experience and apply. And most, more often than not, it works really well. Aspiration, the drive to do something great. Again, I think one of the things I score myself high in ability. I score myself high in agility as well. In terms of aspiration, doing something great, there's something I love about actually working in the emerging markets, and it's, there really is a lot that you can offer, not only within the organization in terms of building up, your people, be it young, lawyers in Egypt, or young lawyers in North Africa or in Turkey. But in addition to that, it's, putting together patient support programs, that make sure that you're increasing the quality of life of patients across, the emerging markets. So being in pharmaceuticals and handling the emerging markets, I think has helped me to, score pretty high on aspiration, because everything you do, potentially, changes the world for someone or from a patient, even from your office. You don't think that it happens, but it does. There's a lot that comes out of it, and and it feels really good. Engagement, understanding the vision and mission and being committed to making them successful. I have tried throughout my career to follow the vision and mission of my organizations. I think some organizations have been much better at communicating what they are, and that makes engagement much easier. And some organizations have actually, been less than adequate when it comes to, communicating within the organization what, the vision and mission is. And then, so, in those organizations, the score has dropped. And it depends on how strong that they've been, because the organization is the one that really needs to set that. And then if they set that appropriately, you can be appropriately engaged or not. So, again, my engagement score has fluctuated throughout my career. In terms of emotional intelligence, so understanding kind of my own and other people's emotions. I like to think I'm really good at that. I think sometimes I think I'm better at that than I am in reality. I am good at understanding myself, and I think the older I've gotten, the higher I score on at least self kind of emotional intelligence. And I also score higher in terms of, emotional intelligence vis-a-vis others, but I still don't think it's anywhere near a 20. There's still, a lot of work that needs to be done, to score highly on emotional intelligence vis-a-vis other people within the organization. I don't think I'm poor at it, but it's consistently something which I feel is an area for development that I can keep on developing. And I think all of these really, but maybe emotional intelligence more than others is one, is something that we're all going to continue to focus on, and we have to focus on consistently throughout our career. I know you wanted two videos, but I think this applies to many people around me, be it within my own legal team, or in any other function. So I hope it's okay if I only post one of these.